I am the Nerf curator. Hey, what up YouTube? This is Triple Bifurcation, also known as Triple B. I am the Nerf curator. What's going on, guys? Got another video for you. If you stay tuned from last week, this is Forgotten Nerf, and we got another blaster for you. I'd like you to welcome my good friend and partner.
I'm Captain Xavier. And yeah, this is Forgotten Nerf. Yes, very much an homage to Ian McCollum's Forgotten Weapons.
Yes.
Because he is awesome, and I want to meet him someday. What we have here is a real step up in the Nerf warfare, in my opinion. We started with the Nerf ball back in '70. We had the Master Blaster, then the Blastomatic, and now we have the bow and arrow.
Because we're moving on up.
Yeah. This came out in 1991, which was, in my opinion, the golden age of Lego.
Yes.
It was when my favorite Lego ever came out. But this was recently sent to me by a fan who found it on a Craigslist ad, apparently. And what's amazing is that it has the original ammunition. Ammunition's not in good condition, but it's, what, 28 years old?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a little bit old. That's older than quite a few of you guys out there. So
it's older than this guy. What was that? Anyway, it's still a fairly simple system. You pull it back, you release, and it fires. The bow, the strings are decoration. It is spring powered.
Yeah.
So these could potentially be upgraded.
With say it.
With K26?
Yeah,
no,
you
it
said it
can't.
on my channel.
It won't fit around the plunger. I tried.
But
You could upgrade it with things like bungees. Like if you actually had stronger bows, bow arms actually added like bungees on them or rubber bands, or if you could find a spring that would fit, but it'd have to be a real particular spring. But you could. You can also, of course, single it. Cut the tip off so that you can actually put a Nerf dart in it.
Right.
Of course, when this came out in '91, those darts didn't exist yet.
No,
those
they
didn't
did not.
come out for a couple more years until
Quite
what
a
we would
few
call
years.
streamlines came
95.
out.
Not till 95.
Yeah, at least, because the larger Mega Darts came out, but they wouldn't fit in this.
Right.
I don't think. And so, like, the sharpshooters had fins on it. It was really a tiny rocket more than a dart. And then, yeah, you started getting the old Mega, which were just called micro darts.
Yeah, they had the grandfather of the Supermax 5000, which was the AirTech, SuperTech 9000.
And
That
those
came
had
with
weird darts, proprietary kind, yeah, that had to be the exact right diameter and thickness to disable the ARs, and it's just impossible to find.
Yep.
But this one came with 3 arrows, and what I thought was really cool that I found out is that they had a replacement. The hardest part, of course, you lose the arrows and the arrows get broken. They did have an arrow pack.
Yes.
And it wasn't just 2 extra arrows. It was 2 extra arrows and an additional arrow holder that clipped to the bow arm.
Oh, nice.
So then your bow would now hold 4 arrows up on top,
Nice.
as well as the one that was on there. So I thought that was actually really cool. We kind of see that nowadays with things that take the shells. So like the sledge, or not the sledge fire, the replacement for the sledge fire has the shell holder for when you buy the additional shells, and they have dart holders that you can add that add additional dart on the rail and stuff like that. So they had that back in 1991, additional ammo storage. So let's talk price. What are these worth?
This
varying
one,
degrees.
This one varies so much because a lot of these were left out in the yard, and they have been sun bleached to extinction. So if it's totally sun bleached, if the bow arms are completely messed up, this one once again is kind of like when you're dealing with Yu-Gi-Oh cards or Magic cards. You want to look for the least amount of damage done to it. It's going to raise the price higher and higher. For some weird reason, there was a lot of people that were attracted to this bow because there's an awesome spring in it. And back then, like I said, you didn't have springs to go look around for, so they would look for things like this and harvest them. But nowadays, as collectors, you want to look for things that are complete. And gameplay-wise, this thing was actually pretty fun. I mean, you could shoot off an arrow pretty quick. The way they have it set up, you don't have to line up the string with the bow. You just slap that sucker on there, and once you get used to the way the trajectory goes, you could actually be pretty pretty awesome in a Nerf war.
Especially when the only other things that existed were master blasters.
Exactly, you had somebody shooting balls at you, and this would travel
way
5 times farther. Yeah,
and a lot more accurate because it actually does have fins.
Price-wise, what I have seen on these has been. Let's see, I have to get past 2012. I keep thinking about that. So like right around now, you're looking anywhere from $10 in this condition right here. Even though it does have the darts, it's really rough shape, unfortunately, on some parts.
Yeah.
But in a really good condition, probably about $49, believe it or not.
I was actually, I tried looking it up because I hadn't found one yet, so I was looking on eBay, and the good condition ones were going upwards of 60, 69 minimum.
Yeah.
And that was, most of those didn't have the original arrows.
Yeah, it's just all about the condition.
But like ones where the bow arms are gone, they were going for next to nothing. They're like, but I want a complete one. Fusco, Corporal Fusco in the auxiliary, managed to get his hands on one with a bunch of the original ammo, but it was dibs was called by Archer, who runs Women of Nerf.
Oh wow!
And her handle is Archer.
Right.
You let her have it, obviously. And plus, you can't violate the sanctity of dibs.
Right.
There are standards. And it didn't matter because the next day this showed up in the mail. They're like, hey, it worked out well for everybody. So that's pretty cool. I'm glad that she got the original one, which is pretty sure it's older than she is.
Wow.
So yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm glad this one's going to go up on the wall. And again, it's the only one from '91. So all of the ones that we've covered so far this month here in December, they were the only. Well, except for the ball, there were actually 3 things that released that year, but they weren't actually blasters before we get technical.
Right.
But 89, 90, and 91, there was only one Nerf firing thing each, and the 92
foam flinger.
Yeah, 92 is when it all went nuts.
Right.
When it finally, people were like, oh no, these are cool, we want these, and then then like 96, 94, 95, 96 are just, there's a ridiculous number, and then
it's the commercials. The commercials were amazing.
Yeah,
check it out on YouTube if you can. Look at some of those commercials there.
Yeah. Oh god. 80s,
oh my god.
80s and 90s commercials were
just did not care.
Magical. They had no shame, especially like the G.I. Joe and the Transformers stuff, where
the shows still gives me goosebumps.
The shows only existed to be commercials for the toys. Anyway, this was the bow and arrow. There were several different re-releases. There was one in '92.
Oh yeah.
There was one in I think '94. There was like a Sonic one or something. Yeah, it had arrows that had whistles on it.
Yes.
As opposed to like when we say like Sonic nowadays, we mean clear. It's like the Sonic green stuff.
They have another one that was a flame. Has flame just recently.
That was pretty much the same thing. Well, those were just the ones I'm talking about. Were just reshells of this with different paint job.
Right.
That one is a whole different style.
Yes.
And then you got into the big bad bows, and they've been re-releasing
big bad
that.
That's my year. That was my year. We used to turn those into monsters.
Those ones have the stupid spring.
Ooh, we love that.
And they were like they re-released that every 5 years. And then,
there was like 4 colors of the big bad bow.
At least.
Purple, blue,
yellow,
red.
Red. And then there was
I think there was another one.
Hawkeye from the Avengers. There was an Avengers one, which was basically just the pink one with Avengers, or the purple one with Avengers slapped on the side. But, so the arrow firers, we're going to see a lot of those coming up. They came up with some neat things that fired the big arrows or smaller arrows, and they really don't do this style much anymore because they have like the Rebel arrows instead.
Yeah. See, I'm a big time Archer fan. I love people who are, I don't want to say the word, but who are awesome at doing like trick moves with arrows in battle, because you can be so athletic and you can move around and get off your shot, and if you have one of the new styles, you can just go and look like you're just tearing it up. I love it. I think it's very entertaining. It shows a lot of skill.
We've got a couple of guys in our group who will occasionally run a bow.
That's awesome.
Just for the heck of it.
That's so cool.
And it is entertaining to see. And I'd kind of like to try to run some of these older ones, like the Arrow Storm or one of these, because it turns out I do have an Arrow Storm that it was functional. I had one where the cylinder doesn't rotate.
Ooh.
So that's the one that went on the wall.
Okay.
And then I found another one where it does rotate. So I'm tempted to run that because in our wars, they bust shields.
Nice.
These are shield busters because of how inaccurate they are and how slow they are to fire. But when you've got one where it's, you got 6 shots of just bomb. You'll hit the shield probably, maybe, eventually, before he runs you down and beats you down with a sword. So.
By the way, speaking of beating down,
What?
First war I went to,
Lies.
this man with one shield and a small Nerf sword took out our whole squad. Like, just came through. It was like a ballet. I'm not joking. You guys had to see. It was
back before Rival got big.
Yeah,
and there were
destroyed us all.
Yeah, then Luke showed up with his hurricane.
Yeah, with the hurricane.
And you just he could like yeah, I've got a shield. It's a huge shield. It's a big shield. He only needs to hit me. Like only my feet are exposed. He shot me in the foot 4 times. Ah. So,
it was awesome
yeah,
times.
good times. Just need to make a bigger shield.
Yeah.
But then you're a big target for the rockets.
Yeah.
We balance beautifully. But yeah, something like this, just for the nostalgia's sake. I do want to run an all vintage loadout at some point.
That would be fun.
And not an all like modded vintage, like stock vintage, just to get wrecked.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
All right, so this has been Forgotten Nerf. This was the 1991 bow and arrow.
And I am the Nerf curator.
No, I'm Captain Xavier.
And I'll keep the light on for you.
Thank you for watching.
Have a good night. You are a trooper.
Now for the firing demonstration of the bow and arrow. We'll fire all 3, see what we get. 22. 24. 20. I am not impressed. To the wall. And here we have the 1991 bow, all by its onesie for 1991. Another year complete. Fabulous.